Hello everyone, welcome to our Q&A series. I'm your host Aneri and today we have with us Nitin Shah who would answer your doubts and questions related to the cognitive hypnotic coaching course that iCharge offers. Before we begin, I would quickly like to introduce our organization. iCharge is dedicated to enabling coaches and mental health practitioners to create a happier, healthier and more fulfilling world by helping them develop advanced coaching and therapeutic skills with comprehensive step-by-step training. This enables them to serve their clients better and meet their personal and professional goals. A quick introduction about our expert, Nitin Shah. He's the CEO of iCharge and director of iCharge Support Foundation. He's also one of the first person in the world to be able to seamlessly integrate different approaches of psychology, be it cognitive, behavioral, humanistic, and psychodynamics, into a comprehensive eclectic approach and offer it as a more structured course. Today we have with us Divya Raksha, who will be asking questions about the CHC course to our expert. Over to you, Divya Raksha, now.
You, Aneri. So, good morning, sir. Like Aneri just stated, I have a couple of questions regarding the coaching and diploma programs. So, can I just ask them right away?
Sure.
So, to begin with, sir, I would like to understand from you, a brief about iCharge. When was it started, and why was it started in the first place?
So, Devarisha, iChas was started in 2012. We started iChas because we wanted to create an organization which will focus on helping people develop practitioner skills. What I mean by that is, before iChas, I was working with another organization. We were still offering programs on hypnotherapy, but the programs were not directed only towards practitioners. We had people who were looking at self growth, personal development, who would become a part of the programs, and also people who wanted to become practitioners.
Right.
Now, my experience with those courses was that when you have two different sets of people with different sets of objectives attending the same program, by the end, generally the program is not able to do complete justice to either. Also, the responsibility required for practitioners program is far higher than a self-help program. Because in a practitioner's program, you want practitioners to be able to focus on their practice sessions. Your responsibility as an organization lies towards both your participants and the clients that they will work with in future. So you have to be extremely meticulous in the way you conduct those training programs and the kind of support that you offer for them. So to keep that in mind and to ensure that our programs are focused on practitioners, we set up iCharge in 2012.
Okay.
While we set it up, we also recognized that a lot of institutes that were offering coaching courses were offering coaching courses based on specific strategies, specific models, right? You may have NLP coaching, you may have emotional intelligence coaching, you may have other classical coaching models, but they were all offering coaching using a particular strategy or a particular technique. I personally don't look at coaching from the point of view of techniques. I look at it coaching from the point of view of the objective that you're helping your clients achieve. And for that, you may use a plethora of techniques. You may want to use NLP with certain clients, hypnosis with certain clients, a classical cognitive behavioral approach with certain clients. You may want to integrate all of these techniques when you're working with certain clients, right? So that's the reason why when we created iCharge, we also wanted to offer a more eclectic, a more comprehensive program, which integrates multiple techniques together to ensure that when you work with clients, you're not dependent only on one strategy or one technique. You have a combination of techniques available. You could use any of them depending upon what the client is looking for. And more importantly, by the time you end the program, you have the ability to integrate each of these techniques together. And based on this integration, create any new process, any new technique that you may need to be able to help the client achieve the desired outcome most effectively. And lastly was about the post workshops that when you're attending a practitioner's program, no matter how great the program is, how many techniques you learn in the program, you will always have possibilities where in future you may want someone to connect with when you're working with a new category of challenge or a new outcome that the client wants to achieve, right? And there, having a support system in place that you can connect with is very, very important. So from the point of view of our practitioners program, we also ensure the quality of support that we offer is quite comprehensive. You always have people that you can connect with to get your questions addressed. And this doesn't end at any place, in the sense that I, for example, have participants right now who have done courses with us in 2013, 2014. And
Oh.
even they give me a call once in a while to check with me that, all right, this is a new kind of client that we are working with. What can we do with them now? And we would be more than happy to help and support you with that. So given that these are practitioners program, iChars focuses on these programs and ensures that the kind of support, the kind of quality of training that is required, so that you can not just learn these techniques and strategies, but effectively apply them with your clients. All of that is taken care of as a part of the approach that we follow.
Okay, interesting. So, what are the different courses that iChars offers then?
So iChars predominantly offers two different categories of programs. One is the diploma programs and one is the certificate courses. The primary difference is the comprehensiveness of the programs. Certificate courses are like really short, 7 hours to 15-hour programs meant for people who are already practicing but are looking at very specific strategies to work with specific challenges. Then we have the diploma programs, which are the more comprehensive ones. There is the coaching diploma, which focuses on helping you work with clients who are functional and who want to become more functional. And then there's a psychotherapy diploma, which also focuses on helping you deal with intense negative emotions and disorders.
Oh, so what is the difference between certification course and diploma programs?
As I said, the certification courses are really small. They are like 7 hours to 15 hours. And they are meant to help you deal with specific challenges. So, for example, there is a sleep counseling, there's anxiety counseling, there's a relationship counseling. So, they are very specific to specific challenges that you're working with. It's preferred that you're already a practitioner and you want to just currently focus on these challenges before you get into a more comprehensive program. Then the short certification programs are good starting point. Also, for certain people, they feel that the diploma programs are require an X amount of investment in time and money both. And before we enroll for those programs, we want to understand what kind of approach do you follow, what kind of support do we really receive, not just in theory but in practice, right? And so you may want to start with the certificate program first and then eventually move on to the diploma program. If you plan to do the diploma programs, then the certificate programs are not required because all of that is already a part of the diploma program, okay? Except for relationship coaching, which is slightly separate because of the way the model is designed.
So I also saw coaching and psychotherapy diploma programs. If you can just help me understand the difference between these two.
So the psychotherapy diploma program is meant for people who are from psychology background, who also want to work with intense negative emotions and disorders, right? Okay. Coaching diploma, on the other hand, will help you address all other kinds of challenges where past intense experiences and traumas are not involved. The coaching diploma focuses on present and future. We are not really looking at working with past related issues. Okay. Psychotherapy also helps you develop those skills to be able to work with those past issues. In the overall scheme of things, level 1 and level 2 become a part of the coaching diploma. And at level 2, your coaching diploma ends. Level 1 to 4 becomes a part of the psychotherapy diploma, where in level 3 and level 4, we are also addressing the other intense emotional issues that we've spoken about.
So the name iChars is, it has cognitive hypnotic approach, right? So would you be able to elaborate on cognitive hypnotic approach and how different it is from other coaching approaches?
All right. So most coaching approaches will help the clients identify their desired outcome, what their current set of challenges are. You will also help them identify what the plan of action is. And then you will help them stick to those plan of actions by virtue of giving them homeworks and by ensuring that you are able to create an accountability system for your clients, right? There are additional coaching programs which will also incorporate techniques from NLP or CBT to be able to help people work with their thoughts that may be stopping them from applying the plans that they have devised. The way we use cognitive hypnotic coaching is one, it incorporates multiple strategies, not just hypnosis, NLP or CBT. It will incorporate a combination of NLP, CBT, mindfulness. We use hypnosis as a basis to be able to incorporate all of these things together, right? Along with that, we follow a structure which is kind of unique to us. We follow what is known as a soft C coaching framework, which has been devised in iChars so that it can incorporate with all of these techniques effectively. Plus, it also becomes a basis for you to understand where you will pick up which technique and apply with client. Now, what I mean by this is in the soft C approach, we begin by helping the client define what the current set of challenges in a very structured, specific manner. We then help them identify what the desired outcome is. No. We move from the desired outcome to helping them really describe in detail how would this outcome help them create the kind of life they want to. What would be the impact of this outcome in different areas of their life, right? And to identify if there are any possible negative influences that need to be addressed while we are working towards the outcome. Okay. So what we are really doing is we are helping the client create a balanced life without really talking about a balance. The process kind of takes care of. Once the client is able to describe the desired future clearly, vividly, then we go into identifying the task list and the plan as to what the client needs to do to be able to achieve the desired outcome. Till here, this seems similar to almost any other traditional coaching approach. What changes is from here onward. So once the client has been able to identify the plan of action, we then look at understanding what are the steps that the client is struggling with and what is the source of that struggle. And we divide those sources in 4 categories: lack of clarity, lack of resources, lack of skills, and mental state which is not supporting them from taking action. For lack of clarity, lack of skills, lack of resources, we further help them devise a structured plan of action which will help them address these challenges. So that finally, we have a comprehensive list of tasks that the client needs to do, and an understanding of what tasks they are not able to do because of their mental state. When we talk about these mental state, we then further classify these mental state into certain subcategories. We look at identifying the specific thoughts that are stopping the clients from being able to take action, right? We help the client identify the specific emotions that are stopping the client from being able to take action. So for example, someone says that I need to get up in the morning, something as simple as that, right? And you check with them, all right, so what stops you from waking up? And they tell you the moment the alarm rings, I have this thought in my mind 10 more minutes and I'm feeling very lethargic. Now, identification of this thought and this emotion is extremely important, because if you try to force the client to wake up in the morning simply through alarm, they may do it by forcing themselves, but it's just creating more internal conflict, which sooner or later would lead to a relapse. I would rather like to work with clients where they're able to change these thoughts, these emotions so naturally that the next time when the alarm rings, their new thought completely supports the idea of waking up, and the new emotion is, let's say, excitement or freshness, which then stops them from being able to go back to sleep again. Because this new freshness, this new excitement is literally automatic. It's conditioned to the alarm ringing in the morning, right? So what we are doing is we are not just working with helping them create a plan of action. We are also helping them identify the underlying thoughts, emotions, and be able to help them address those thoughts. How do you identify those thoughts? How do you identify those emotions? What steps would you take to be able to help them deal with those thoughts and emotions is also something that is covered as a part of the program itself. But we don't stop here. Many a time when we are working with these approaches or with these clients, you realize that these thoughts, these emotions are being driven by underlying beliefs, values, positive intentions that the client may not even be aware of. Now, a lot of coaching programs do talk about beliefs and values, but it's more in terms of conceptual understanding. If the client themselves are not aware of what their underlying beliefs are, the program does not really give you set of strategies to be able to help the clients identify those unconscious beliefs. With the approach that we follow, because we incorporate hypnosis, incorporate NLP, there are a lot of techniques that you learn which will also help the client recognize what are the unconscious beliefs that they were earlier not aware of. What are the values that they value, but they are not able to recognize consciously. And then what are those secondary gains, positive intentions that are stopping them? But again, they are not consciously aware of what those secondary gains. So the incorporation of hypnosis into the mix actually helps you work not just with the conscious challenges the client is aware of. It also helps you identify deeper unconscious hindrances and help the client address them, identify them, address them. Because of hypnosis, you're also able to bring in the element of insights, which are not just based on conversations. You can literally help the client experience a hypnotic state where they go through a set of processes to eventually be able to get an insight from their unconscious. And that insight then becomes like the bedrock for the next steps that you take in the coaching process. So it literally becomes a person-centric approach where you don't have to tell the client anything. You don't have to help the client understand certain things from your point of view. You just have to help the client go through certain processes where their unconscious itself brings a lot of clarity, a lot of awareness, right? And all of this is done in a very integrated manner. What I mean by that is that while I said that you're using different techniques from hypnosis, NLP, mindfulness, the client doesn't really recognize that. For the client, it becomes like one seamless process. You start the process and you end the process. And for the client, it becomes like one really nice comprehensive experience. And the kind of experiences that the clients can have, you need to really speak to the clients to recognize the power that the entire approach holds.
Definitely sounds very interesting. So with this coaching diploma, does it qualify us to practice as a coach online?
So the entire programs are now being conducted online. We also help you understand how you will work with clients in an online setting. So by the time your level 1 ends, and it's a multi-level program, but by the time your level 1 ends, we expect you to be able to start working with people online, taking sessions, and help them achieve the outcomes that they want to achieve. As far as does it legally authorize you to practice? Coaching is a non-regulated. So to be fair, even if you did not attend our program and you tomorrow decided to wake up and call yourself a life coach, there's nothing that anyone can do about it, right? What the course offers is a very structured set of techniques, approach, which you can use with your clients, so that when you're working with the clients, you know exactly what to do. And if you feel that you're getting stuck at some places, the framework kind of gives you guidance in terms of what to do next, so that you don't really feel stuck in it, right? All possible scenarios where you may get stuck are already incorporated as a part of your programs. You are given the signs that you need to look out for, and also the specific techniques and strategies that you can use with clients when the client faces a specific set of challenges. So by the time you finish the complete diploma, we don't really expect you to be stuck at any place once you start working with the client.
So from the course point of view, if you can explain a little bit more on what the course structure is, what are the different levels and what we learn at each level?
So the coaching diploma is divided in 2 levels.
Okay.
Each level is divided in 3 parts. Okay. So for each level, you will have pre-recorded online modules that you will have to complete, which are mandatory before you join the classroom session. Then you have the live sessions, which are online, where the focus is purely on practice and demonstrations, right? So all the theory is covered in the pre-recorded online modules. Practice sessions, demonstrations are focused on during the live sessions. And then after you complete your live sessions, you receive a recording of the demonstrations that have been done with you in the class, so that you have access to them in future if you ever want to re-go through them or you want to access them again, right? And this happens for both levels, level 1 and level 2. Each level is divided in these 3 categories. The pre-level online modules are mandatory, which means if you happen to join the classroom sessions without completing the online module, we would request you to attend the next program. You will not be allowed to continue in the same.
Okay.
Also, what you cover in level 1, you learn the soft skill framework. So you know exactly what questions to ask to help clients define their current challenge, their desired outcome, their plan of action, help them identify what the hindrances are, help them identify the thoughts and the emotions behind those hindrances, use a combination of CBT and NLP anchoring to be able to help clients change their thought processes, to be able to help them recondition their emotional response. You also learn to induce hypnotic states using structured approach, where there will be techniques, strategies that you will use with your clients to be able to incorporate the soft C, the CBT and the anchoring as a part of a more comprehensive hypnotic process, right? So we expect you to be able to do this at the end of level 1. So while level 1 sounds level 1, it's actually a lot more comprehensive than most of the complete courses out there. It's just level 1 because we have 2 level program, okay? And we expect you to be able to start working with clients after level 1. At least some cases, in fact, between level 1 and level 2, we would request you to submit 6 hours of casework, so that by the time you come for level 2, you already have practice with certain people, which then means that in level 2, we can begin with any challenges that you have faced. And then through level 2, you also start recognizing what are the additional things that you're learning, which is making what you have done in level 1 more powerful and helping you address those challenges faster, right? The difference between level 1 and level 2 in terms of technique is I've already covered level 1. In level 2, you learn how the hypnotic processes that you learned in level 1 work, which then means that you're no longer dependent on those structured hypnotic processes. You are capable of creating new processes based on the requirement of the client. What this does is you are not really looking at expecting the client to fit into your process. You are able to modify your processes to fit the requirement of the client, thereby really offering a person-centric coaching approach. You also learn a lot about metaphors and how you can use metaphors both cognitively and in hypnosis to be able to help the client create changes. You learn certain really powerful NLP processes. The entire NLP practitioner's curriculum is covered as a part of level 1 and level 2. So you also learn meta model, you learn reframing, you learn a lot of things about representation systems and accessing cues, and finally the transformational metaphors and submodalities. So all of this is covered as a part of your level 2. We expect you to be able to work with all kinds of coaching clients at the end of level 2, except for relationship coaching, where there's a separate module altogether. And the reason is because the relationship coaching model that we offer is different from the traditional coaching module. The traditional coaching is already covered in level 1 and level 2. So if you want to use that approach as a part of relationship coaching, you should be able to do that after level 2. But if you want to add additional models, strategies, which are directed towards relationship, which will also psychoeducate the clients about helping them understand themselves better and understand their partners better, then the short certification course is what we will request you to do along with the coaching diploma. But apart from that, you could use coaching diploma for working with sports coaching, for executive coaching, for all other kinds of coaching, except for like the the additional relationship coaching approach that we offer.
And what about certificates? What are the certificates for that we get for diploma at the
So you
end of
rec-
each level?
So you receive a certificate at the end of each level. So at the end of level 1, you get the certificate for cognitive hypnotic coaching practitioner. At the end of level 2, you receive 2 certificates: one cognitive hypnotic coaching advanced practitioner and NLP practitioner. Your cognitive hypnotic coaching advanced practitioner is a provisional certificate that you are getting after level 2. You have to submit 5 cases in the prescribed format. And once you submit those cases and those cases have been approved, then you get your final diploma.
Okay. So I was asking, how are the assessments designed?
So for all pre-level online modules, you have assessments as a part of the course itself. So you will have different pre-recorded videos that you're going through, and then after every few videos, there will be certain quizzes that you need to clear before you can proceed to the next course unit. Okay. As far as the classroom is concerned, the live sessions are concerned, the assessments are more based on observation of the practitioner, because it's more practice oriented. So the practitioner observes you, and if they feel that there are certain challenges, then they will bring it to your notice. If the practitioner feels that for whatever reason there is a particular technique that you have not mastered well and we want you to master that better before you go to the next level, then you will be requested to attend the level 1 again before you proceed to the level 2. We allow participants to pay once and attend the courses twice any which way. So you don't have to pay again for repeating the course. After the second repetition, if you want to repeat again, then you will have to pay around 500 rupees per day multiplied with the duration of the course to repeat the program again. But those charges are considerably minuscule compared to the benefits that you get of repeating the program. And also the repetition is only mandatory if we feel that you have not been able to master a particular set of techniques and we want you to do that before you go to.
Okay.
And finally, after level 2, your assessments are based on the cases that you will submit. They will get approved and only then you will get the final diploma.
Okay. And what about the course fees, sir?
So the best way to find the updated course fees is by visiting the website. Download the prospectus. It will have the latest course fees. And if there are any discounts or something which are available, they will also be available on the website. Generally, we don't offer discounts. The only discounts that are offered is for people who have downloaded the prospectus and within 10 days of downloading the prospectus. So if you are someone who's downloaded the prospectus and the 10 days are still not over, then probably go back and use the discount coupon to be able to get the additional discount. But apart from that, we don't really offer any other discounts also.
And what about EMI options? Are there any EMI options?
So, all right. So 2 things. One, when I say we don't offer any discounts, that means we don't offer any additional discounts over and above what's listed on the website, right? When you enroll for level 1, there is a pricing. When you enroll for level 1 and level 2 together, you will notice that there is a discounted pricing for the complete diploma. So you can pay on a level by level basis, where the pricing will be slightly higher, or you can pay for the complete diploma, where the pricing will be slightly
lower.
Lesser. There's around, I think, a 15% differential between paying on a level by level basis and paying for the complete diploma together. So my recommendation is pay for the complete diploma. It saves you a lot of cost and also ensures that you are in the flow of things when you're attending the program. As far as the EMI options are concerned, when you go on the website and you enroll for the course, once you're redirected to the payment gateway, on the payment gateway, you will have the EMI option.
Oh, so once we do the course, do we get affiliated with the organizations iCharge is affiliated with, or do we need to apply for it separately?
So iCharge is affiliated to multiple organizations. For a list of the updated organizations that we are affiliated to, you can check the website. Having said that, with most of the organizations that we are affiliated to, once you've done the course with us, you can individually decide whether you want to affiliate with them or not. The reason is that most of these are international organizations which do not really make much of a difference when you're practicing in India. So there is no point for us to incorporate their registration fees as a part of our program and force you to become a member with them. What we do is we do help you identify what are the organizations, what are the advantages of affiliating with those organizations, if any, and then you can approach with them directly. You can tell them that you've been registered with us, you have done the courses with us, you'll have to send your certificates to them, and based on those certificates, they will guide you through how you can become a member with them. There would be separate charges that they would charge. Generally, these are 3-year memberships, but they're highly subsidized. Should you become a member with them or not depends on the benefit that they're offering. So if you're practicing in India, right, and you're not planning to do any additional courses, then becoming a member with them may not make much of a difference.
Okay.
But if you're planning to practice abroad, right, or some of these associations also have additional programs that you offer online, and they offer heavy discounts to people who are members of their organization. So if you feel that you want to attend any of those programs and the pricing differential is high enough to justify the payment of the membership fee, then you can go ahead and become a member.
Okay. So on completion of the course, what support can I expect?
Okay. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, that we focus a lot on the support that we offer. So there are multiple channels of support. One is you get access to the iChar students WhatsApp group,
Okay.
where you will be able to ask your questions, and either the trainers or other students who are seniors will be able to guide you. Second, we have weekly Q&A sessions which you can join if you have any cases that you want to discuss, or you have any questions that you about the approach that you need to apply in a particular case, then you can always ask us those questions over there, and we will be more than happy to help you answer those questions.
Okay.
Third, if you feel that the question that you have, you would not like to ask in a group setup, you also have contact numbers of all the trainers. You can directly connect with the trainers, and the trainers will be more than happy to answer those questions to you. If you are into training and development, and you also want to incorporate some of these techniques, and you want to speak to us about how you can incorporate some of these strategies as a part of your training program, you can always connect with us, and we also guide you through the entire process. Then there's the post-recorded online modules. So after every level, you have the post-recorded online modules for your access, so that you can refer back to them. As I said, you can pay once, attend twice. So that's another element of support that we offer. And you can enroll for subsequent programs again, but the pricing is highly subsidized if you have already attended the program earlier. Any updates that we do in the courses are updated in your online modules also, to ensure that you're also up to date with the latest course curriculum.
Okay.
These are some of the support channels. I'm sure there are others that I'm missing out, but I can tell you for sure that the support that we offer is quite unique and quite comprehensive.
Okay.
Also, lastly, you have a money back guarantee after level 1, that if you attend level 1 within 7 days, if you feel that you want to ask for your money back and you are not happy with the course, you can just get in touch with us and we will refund that amount to you. We would simply ask you what we could have done differently,
okay,
so that it helps us grow and improve the courses further. But that's about it. You will otherwise get the money back if you ask for it. Having said that, since 2012, when we have started the organization, we have really never had a person asking us for the money back, because obviously the quality of courses that we offer, the post-workshop support that we offer is far more than what you are paying for the course fees actually. But it's there simply to give you that mental satisfaction that if in case I invest and I am not happy with the course, then my money is not lost.
Okay. So, sir, are there any testimonials or some past student feedbacks that we can refer to or check upon?
You can just check out the course page, and there are tons and tons of those testimonials.
Okay.
There are testimonials that you will find on our Google My Business listing, on Facebook pages, where people have actually reviewed us and have shared their experiences of doing courses with us. When you visit the YouTube channel, you will have a lot of live videos that were recorded at the end of the sessions, where people have shared what their experience was like during the course. So there are a lot of testimonials available. You can just visit the course page, and from there you will find the testimonials.
Okay, so I think that brings me to the last question: is how do I enroll for the course?
So the best way to enroll for the course is visit the website, click the enroll options over there. You can either enroll only for level 1, or you can enroll for the complete diploma. As I said, the complete diploma comes at a subsidized price, so I would recommend that you enroll using that option. But that's okay even if you want to enroll for level 1 and then subsequently enroll for level 2 later on. Also, only because you enroll for a level 1 and level 2 right now doesn't mean that you have to attend the level 1 and level 2 immediately, right? Which means that you can enroll for the program right now. We have had people who have enrolled for the coaching diploma completely. They attended the level 1. They took 6 months so that they could practice with their clients, and then subsequently they enrolled for level 2, which is completely okay.
Okay.
The only thing that we request is if there is a gap of more than a year between level 1 and level 2, then please repeat the level 1 again to ensure that you are in sync with the flow of the course before you go for level 2. But again, that's a recommendation. If you are not able to attend the level 1 again, then at least complete the online modules for level 1 again, so that if there are any updates, then you are in sync with those updates.
All right. So that's it, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope to see all of you, even those who are listening to the pre-recorded webinar right now, to join us in the courses. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Aneri or any of the people at the iChar team. And I'm sure that they will be more than happy to help you and support you in terms of any questions that you have. If you would like to connect with me, please request any of the team members, and they will also be able to help you connect with me if you have certain questions that they are not able to address. Thank you. Take care.